Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and I'm on a mission to make you some money. Now look, today I have an incredibly impactful video for you all. This is coming highly requested from people in the Prosperity Collective, right? Highly requested video on how I'm able to spot so many great plays during the day that may not be extremely apparent to the eye, right? If you're new to this channel, welcome. Pull out a pen, pull out a notebook, however you take notes, because we're getting ready to get busy. We going to school for a second, okay? Now, I'm going to be talking about this indicator that has made me a ton of money and how using it correctly can make you a ton of money as well. All right, so go ahead and give this video a like and a comment so that we can get this into the algorithm, out to more people, so that we can do this collectively, right? It's never about us going up. It's about us all going up, not just individually, right? It ain't no sense in me making money if my brother and my sister can't make money as well. At least that's my thought process. All right, so, pull up a chair. Let's get it. All right, so today I'm going to talk about an indicator that's called the Lux Algo order block indicator, right? So I'm going to go into this and have it pulled up so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. The sample stock ticker that I'm using is PLTR, so Palantir, and I'm going to show you exactly how I use my order blocks and how I'm able to spot stuff. All right, so right now I got Palantir pulled up, and again, it's called the Order Block Detector by Lux Algo. Order Block Detector by Lux Algo. I'll go in and show you how to add it and how to make the adjustments and what it all means and how we can use it to make profits. All right, so what is an order block, right? An order block is just another way of saying, hey guys, this is where smart money is sitting, right? Hey guys, this is where smart money is sitting. When we're looking to make money in the market, we are following smart money. We're not following the masses, we're following smart money, right? Which is usually institutional, which is usually the thing that drives the market, right? That's the only real trend that is our friend. It's not what our actual friend in real life is doing. It's where the smart money is going and what trends they're creating because of their massive decisions, okay? So there are different color order blocks, right? There's green order blocks and then there's red order blocks. So just like there are green and red candles, there are green and red order blocks. So this right here is a green order block, and it is a bullish order block, right? Coming down into this area would be a symbol to purchase, right? It's not that simple, right? It's not just soon as it gets in the green, you just buy. I'm going to break that down too. So definitely stay tuned so I can get to that part. You want to watch this whole video, right? You don't want to skip through any part of this video. You want to make sure that you have every bit of this so that you can go and replicate it and get the results. Okay. So the green is a bullish order block. The reason that it's green is because it's saying that there has been more bullish institutional orders in this particular area, right? In this zone, there have been more bullish institutional orders, which means that the likelihood of it reversing from this particular order block is pretty high, somewhere in this zone, right? Again, not just soon as it gets to the green, just blindly buy, but somewhere in this zone. And I'm going to show you exactly like how to determine that. Then there's also red order blocks, which is the exact opposite. It's where the majority of the institutional orders are to the downside, right? So the likelihood of it reversing after the up move and then reaching that red order block is pretty high. Okay, so I'm going to go in real quick before we get into exactly like how to trade this, how to set up your Lux Algo, right? So we're going to go and we're going to click on settings. I'm sorry, that's orb. We're going to go and click on the settings, right? I already have it. If you don't have it, you just want to simply go to indicators and then type in Lux Algo, and then order. Lux Algo, yeah, it should pop up right there. Or you know what? We'll just type in order block. It might be under that. Yeah, there we go. Order block detector Lux Algo is a free indicator. All right. So we're going to click this one. I already have it, so I'm not going to click it, but I am going to go into the settings of it, right? I got order block detector, Lux Algo. I'm going to click settings, and I'm going to go to input, right? Right down here, I've already made the adjustment. Right down here where it says mitigation methods, this is really important. Where it says mitigation methods, you want to choose wick. There is close, but I like wick. The reason I like wick is because wick shows you the full extent of where that stock went. Now, if in mitigation methods I were to put close, that would show the order blocks where they close. So a lot of times it would be a lot more narrow, and I would find a lot of my order blocks getting blown up and not really knowing why, because the range would be shorter, not showing some of the teasing that it might have done to the downside or the upside. When I see wicks, I'm like, oh, that's a tease. That's letting you know where it can go, but also letting you know that it's not ready to get there yet, right? Some people call it shadows. So when I see wicks, I'm like, you know what? I want to know about that. I want to know where it could go. I want to know where it went. I'm not super just like into where it closed. I want to know the full story. And I feel like with close, if you're only looking at, if you're drawing your levels from where a stock closes, you're only getting a part of the story. So the wicks tells me the whole story. It tells me, okay, this is the absolute highest it's been. This is the absolute lowest it's been. I know that it closed somewhere in between here, but I also know the full range. All right. So we want to have that, set to wick. All right. Now, another thing that you want to do is see style. We got line. Okay. We got the order blocks, pivot length, right? You want to make sure that the volume pivot length is, within a range of, how you're trading, right? So if you're trading on a longer time frame, you want to take this up a little bit, right? You want to take this up because this is giving you more information, more data. So if you're looking to get into like a swing trade, this these order blocks will show you more information in terms of time frame. So those are the only adjustments that I make to the order block, and then after you get out of that, we're ready to go. Right now, I'm going to show you a few things on these order blocks that are really important to look out for. Let's go to the daily time frame and look at some of these order blocks. All right. Now the daily time frame, it looks like Palantir wants to reverse. As we scroll down, we see that there's a huge buying opportunity down here. Looks like Palantir could come down, in reverse and fill this little gap right here. Not sure if it'll come all the way back down to the order block, but if you are looking to get into a long-term play, this right here would be beyond a correction, right? A correction is usually like a 10% drop. This right here, let's measure it out. We're going to take the ruler to measure it and go from where it is right now and bring it down to this order block would be a minimum of 23. So that puts you in bear market territory. So if it comes down on the daily to this order block, know that we could possibly be in the start of a bear market, and that would be a good first entry, for long-term holds, right? If you wanted to buy Palantir long-term holds, that would be a really significant pullback. Even if it were to drop lower than that, over time, it would retrace back to above highs. Now let's get back into these order blocks, right? So I'm going to work on the 15 minute. The daily is there's a little too many like gaps in between. So with the order blocks, you will notice that this has a pretty wide range. Why is this range so wide? Like I told you, I have mine set for wicks. So if you see this wick right here, right, this is showing you the range, right? This is showing you the range in which a lot of orders were made. Right? If this rejects at, this VWAP or wherever, and it comes back here, I'm not just immediately getting into it right here, because I know that the wick, right, it has the potential to come all the way down here to 193.41 where this wick is. Right. So I'm not just going to immediately jump in. I'm waiting for a reversal signal, right? A reversal signal. And if you want to make it even more high probability, a confirmation, right? So you want to get a reversal signal inside of the order block with a confirmation of the trend changing. So if this falls down into this green order block, right, which is a bullish order block, I would like to see something that's a bearish reversal. That could be a hammer. That could be a reverse hammer, right? Remember, the hammer and the reverse hammer, no matter which way it's facing, if it's at the end of a down move, that is a reversal. But then I would like to see a candle close after it that has a higher high and a higher low. This is true for all time frames, right? This is true for all time frames. A higher high and a higher low after the reversal candle is the perfect entry inside of an order block. If you do it at the time that the first reversal signal closes, just know that you are getting into a slightly higher risk reversal. Yes, it's probably still going to work out, but you usually want to get that confirmation to be sure that there is a major move that is coming, right? Again, these order blocks are not random. This is high volume bullish activity from institutions. So they have pretty decent insight on where the market is going, and the volume is pretty high, right? Let's see if we can let's go to another stock so we can see some of the bearish reversals and discuss that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see, Meta. See, Meta's a perfect example. You see this? Look at where Meta was sitting before earnings, right? Look at where Meta was sitting before earnings, didn't do what it was supposed to, but it was also in the order block. So, earnings was one thing, but the fact that it was sitting in this order block for so long, look at that. Look at how long it was consolidating in that order block. It was either going to take out the order block and break above it, which is less likely, or it was going to fall. We didn't know it was going to fall this hard, but we could see that it was going to fall. Another bearish order block right here that was formed, right? A lot of institutional selling going on here, and look at what it did. It fell again. Now it's forming a reversal. Let me make this a little bit bigger. You see how it's forming a reversal right at the order block. Now, some people would get in right here, right? The day's not over. Some people would get in right now. That's cool. It could work out, but the likelihood of it going up is a lot stronger and more probable once we get a candle that has a higher high and a higher low. So if in the next 15 minutes this closes bullish, it would be a smart move to get in and maybe ride it up to the VWAP. If we take it to the daily, right, we haven't quite gotten to the order block yet. So when we're talking about a longer play, like a swing, right, I would want to see it come into this order block area and then make a reversal signal, then get a confirmation candle, and I'm confident that I could ride this all the way back up to the bearish order block, which is it's over $100, right? So a matter of fact, if you are looking for a good swing, we do have some order blocks coming up. So I would be looking in the range of this order block on the daily and then waiting for a reversal. It could be, like I said, it could be a hammer. It could be a bullish engulfing. Any candlestick reversal pattern that forms inside of this and gets the confirmation is a really good entry. Okay, we don't buy in here. We don't buy in these random places. We're only taking plays where the institutions are taking them. We're following smart money. Anything in here is up in the air, right? If it's here, it's a decision being made right here. If it's down here, it's a decision being made right here. We want to be making decisions with the big boys. We don't want to be with the amateur traders inside of this random space, right? Not saying that plays cannot work out right there, but why take an okay play when you can take a great play? This is really important stuff, y'all. I really want y'all to understand this, right? So again, when we get down here to the green order block on Meta, we want a reversal signal to form. We want to get the confirmation, and then we can swing this out. You never know exactly how long it may take to take off, but I always like 3 to 4 week swings, right? What it does is it takes you out of that cycle of like 2 weeks where something can go against you slightly, and kind of like, ruin your confidence or give you too much drawdown. So I like to put it out, 3 to 4 weeks to give it time to, to really do what it's supposed to do. Give it time to cook without getting too much drawdown. So when I'm looking at it on a daily, I'm usually looking to swing 3 to 4 weeks out, right? When I'm looking at it on the 15, that's typically an intraday trade, right? So that's order blocks. Another thing to know about order blocks is that I'm not seeing one on here, but order blocks will typically form some sort of like dotted line where it historically was. They're called breaker blocks, right? For some reason they're not coming up on Meta or Palantir, but where my mouse is right now, just imagine this being red or green. And what this does is it shows historical places where the order blocks were broken. So right now we have a bearish order block right here on Meta. If this were to reverse here and then come all the way up and break through this red, this would turn into a dotted red line, which would just remind you that this once was a place where there was an order block, so that if it ever comes back to that level, you can remember like, hey, this is also a place where decisions are going to be made. It's now support, but we do know how strong the resistance is. So, we might want to keep an eye on it when it comes back down to that dotted level. So you don't have to worry about doing the manual, the manual charting with the levels. I'm going to cut this off now. You don't have to worry about doing the manual charting with the levels. You can use the order blocks. We can miss a ton, just being human. We can miss a lot when trying to manually mark levels. It is important to understand how to do it when you're first learning how to trade, but to have an assistant like this, the Lux Algo, right? The order blocks already built, so we know the volume, we know where the institutions are buying and selling. There's nothing that makes trading easier, right? Now there's some other strategies. We know we use the Strat Assistant. Y'all know Zay in the group, he loves the Strat, right? When you combine these things, there's no reason to not take great entries, right? Every single trade is not